Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Intellectual Saviors of Wrestling with your hosts, the Master of the Brain Damage,
Martin,
and the one and only Sam H. And this is the Smackdown live review from the 9th of August, and it is live. I gotta remind you of that.
is it live?
Apparently so.
Really is live. Okay.
I hope so. Right, and this is Smackdown's build up to SummerSlam, I guess.
Yeah.
And we kick things off with the what?
Yeah. Not the people who we were expecting to open up the show, but yeah, we had Bray and Eric Rowan come out. Bray was basically laying down that he's fooled everyone. You think it's all about this and that when it isn't. You think I've failed? Well, I haven't.
But were they lying to him? I love that crazy bastard.
He is. He's pretty awesome. I just wish they do better by him.
He's had a rough time over the last couple of years. I mean, Christ, you have the potential to be one of the biggest heels in the company.
Yeah.
And they've screwed him over 3 WrestleManias in a row.
Yep. Yeah.
No, this brought out our WWE champion.
Yeah. Sort of almost defending Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah. I mean, he was rambling on about how he knows Bray and he knows what games Bray plays.
Yeah. And then I believe it got a bit physical, and then then Dolph ended up making an appearance.
Yeah. Bray was inviting Dean in the ring, but he didn't want to do it. He said he's been on the wrong end of a few bad calls.
Yeah.
And Dolph came out and went, okay, fine. Straight past Ambrose, ran into the ring, straight into a 2-on-1.
Yeah. And Ambrose coming for the save. And then what did he get for his help?
Ooh.
He got a super kick to the head.
Yeah, this was quite a clever segment. I mean, Bray saw the super kick coming and just held Dean Ambrose up.
Yeah.
I thought, well, that is actually rather clever. And then he proceeded to give Sister Abigail to Dolph Ziggler. And they were both left lying in the middle of the ring.
Yeah. Yes.
And I believe after this match was over, they were arguing with each other in the back.
Yeah.
Shane and Daniel Bryan came from out of nowhere.
Yeah. Basically told the two of them snap out of it and that. Got to be on the same page tonight, and well, they also gave Dolph a bit of a blunt message as well.
Yep.
After his, I believe it was screw you message to Shane and Daniel last week.
Ooh, that's clever.
Not something you should be telling your new bosses.
So no, they have to work together because they're in the main event in a Teddy Long style tag team match.
Against the Wyatts, if you haven't already guessed.
Yeah.
There. Here's where it briefly got good.
Yeah.
The American Alpha.
We had the second appearance of the American Alphas against local competitors.
Yeah.
And then, strangely, when this match first started, we had appearances from 3 other tag teams.
Yeah, I believe we had the Vaudevillains.
Yeah. They are quite manly.
Wouldn't guess from their t-shirt.
And then we had the Ascension.
Yeah.
What also been used quite badly over the last couple of years.
Yeah, they are a fairly decent tag team.
And of course, we had my least favorite tag team. Ugh. The Hype Bros. Jeez. I mean, what can you say about them, really?
Yeah, they were there.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to do anything, but they're there.
Yeah. Going back to the match, so didn't particularly last long. American Alpha picked up the victory.
Quite quickly.
As you would expect them to. And yeah, then we had sort of a Yeah, then we had a bit of a square off and that, and then a little bit of a fight between the four teams.
Yeah, and then we had a little bit of insider information. JBL said that, apparently there's going to be a Smackdown tag title soon. And these are going to be the four teams competing for it.
Let's hope it's not the Universal Tag Team Champions.
No, well, I don't care what the name is, as long as they're not bronze and have Roman helmets on them.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. I mean, they haven't had a good track record with belts over the last couple of years. I think other than the World Heavyweight, the last 5 or 6 have been pretty piss poor.
Yep, I'd have to agree with you on this one and shut up.
Okay, here we go. Get ready for a show. The next match, Becky Lynch versus All Red Everything, Eva Marie.
I'm going to try my hardest to refrain from swearing for this part. Oh boy, where do you even start with this one? I feel so sorry for Becky Lynch for having to work with this crap.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable. And that I want to go out on a record right here and say I want the SmackDown writers sacked. Whoever writes up this crap deserves to be sacked. They're coming up with this rubbish about she's a very hated wrestler, so we want to draw some more heat on her and make her the ultimate heel on SmackDown. No, people don't like her because she can't fucking wrestle. Her one job is to be a wrestler, i.e. you wrestle. She cannot do that to save her life. This is after she's had whatever amounts of training, and then she's had 6 months of personal one-on-one training with Brian Kendrick. And not even Brian Kendrick can get anything out of her, which I think speaks quite volumes as to how useless she is. And then don't even get me started on the ridiculously over-the-top entrance, whatever you want to call it, where you've quite bluntly put it, she's got the voiceover guy from the X Factor doing the voiceover about all this ridiculous bollocks about her being glamorous and this, that, and everything. That, yeah, she may be good to look at, but she's got nothing else going for her other than that. She is easily the worst wrestler on the whole roster. Dare I say, the worst female wrestler ever to be in the company. Mm-hmm. She is that useless. She makes Summer Rae look good.
Ouch.
Sorry, Summer Rae, you're crap as well.
I still love you. Sort of.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the fact that she's blonde.
No, I like her athleticism.
Right, let's try and speak a tiny bit about this match, if you can even call it.
I just want to say one thing. When Eva Marie came out, it said in the little sidebar on the right that she had won a 2013 Diva Search or something like that. Do you even remember there being a Diva Search? Because I don't remember her winning one.
No, I mean, I think it was bloody last week. She had something about being in the top 100 Maxim female models in 2015 or something. What has that got to do with wrestling?
That one actually is true. I do remember that one. But not that it matters. I mean, that's voted by a bunch of horny teenagers living in their parents' basements. Mm. So, yeah, right. On to the match.
Trying to talk about this match. Right.
Well, we call it that.
We have Eva Marie come out to the ring. She gets onto the middle rope, jumps off, and then she does a little petty joke, grabs the hamstring, and then smiles and goes, got you. Right. And then they start announcing the wrestlers and that. The referee's about to ring the bell, and Eva Marie's strap on her top somehow miraculously comes loose. So the referee then calls for a towel to cover Eva Marie up from exposure.
Oh, there's irony in there somewhere. Oh, man.
Yeah, isn't there just?
I'm not gonna
And
find
then the referee then proceeds to inform the ring announcer or whoever the hell he was, or the bell ringer, that Eva Marie is unable to compete tonight due to a wardrobe malfunction. My God, what a load of crap.
it.
Fair enough, we're in the PG era and that, but this has come from the same company who, towards the end of the Attitude Era and whatnot, and even during the Attitude Era and the start of it, used to have some of the female wrestlers coming out with just a bit of tape over their nipples, or full on exposing themselves to the crowd.
They did. We lived it. Yeah, I think this is probably the first time in history that a match has been called off for a wardrobe malfunction. Because I certainly can't remember one.
This is absolute crap. Eva Marie is never going to be a successful female wrestler.
No.
She is awful. They may force titles on her in the future or whatever, but I don't care. She is awful. She cannot wrestle to save her life.
I think we could probably wrestle better than her.
We could.
With our, 2 hours of training.
I had a bit more back in the day, but yeah, that's regardless. But yeah, in the end, Eva Marie scurried off backstage and that. We had Alexa Bliss come out after Becky had a rant and that and said she's not leaving the ring until she's had a fight.
Yeah, I mean, I was quite happy to see Alexa Bliss come out. I'm a big fan of hers.
Yeah, again, nothing to do with the blonde hair.
No, solid in-ring wrestler, great athlete. I don't know, I like that metal claw thing she has in her hand.
Mm.
That's completely what I'm looking at.
So, yeah. So in the end, we have Alexa Bliss against Becky Lynch. It was a decent match, again, due to all the bollocks that we had before. Match didn't really get any real decent time. Shock.
Never does.
But, yeah, right towards the end of the match, we have Eva Marie reappear and cause a distraction.
Yeah, and we had the X Factor voiceover again telling everyone, she's now ready. Yeah, great.
Yeah, so then this then caused a distraction, and Alexa Bliss then took advantage of that and finished off Becky Lynch with a side moonsault, whatever it is.
Yeah, I think it's called Twisted Bliss.
Yeah, yeah.
Although when it was in NXT, she used to call it the Sparkle Splash. Bliss wins. Eva Marie says that she's going to really make her debut next week. But by now, I think the crowd are probably not really going to care.
I couldn't give a flying foxtrot about her making her debut. She was awful when she first came into the company. Then they sent her to NXT to get some training, and even sent her to Brian Kendrick. She came back on NXT. She still couldn't do anything.
You could send her to Bret Hart, and he probably wouldn't even be able to get anything out of her.
No, sorry.
Yeah, that'll do it. Put her in the dungeon with Bret Hart.
Lock her in the dungeon, all right. Right, well, I think I've just about covered my rant on this.
Yeah, next on the list. Hopefully happier matters.
We've got the Viper.
Awesome.
Facing off against Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah, this was made before the show. They had a little altercation backstage with Del Rio saying that he's not going to Viperville. If we even know where Viperville is. Probably down the road from Parts Unknown. And the Bottomless Pit. And probably Dudleyville.
Wow.
Because they're all kind of in a triangle somewhere. They did a map of them one time.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a decent, alright match, but long story short, Alberto Del Rio got pissed off, got a chair and hit Randy with it a few times.
Yeah, see, the problem I have with Del Rio, and the problem that I've always had with Del Rio, is he's very boring. I kind of like it when his matches end. Because they did him, Randy Orton, a couple of years ago, and it wasn't great then.
Yeah.
So no, this one ended with Orton taking a few chair shots. And then it went into the ring. Del Rio trying to injure Orton's arm, and he ate an RKO out of nowhere.
Never saw that coming. Yeah. Let's move on to the next match, which was rather comical.
Yeah.
We had Heath Slater fighting for a Smackdown Live contract against Rhino. Now, we had a brief build-up backstage before the fight, which was just absolutely brilliant. Heath said, talking to Rhino, he says, look, man, do me a favour. Let me go over this one, Tom, and that, and, let me earn my contract and that. And Rhino's like, well, I've just been in the local elections in Michigan. People are counting on me and that. And I just can't do it. And Heath said, oh, come on, man. I've got 2 kids to feed, and I've just had a swimming pool installed. And he said, oh, I don't know. He said, look, I've got 4 kids to feed at home. And then Ryan was like, I thought you just had 2 kids. Whatever.
Was it an above ground or an underground swimming pool? It's an important thing.
And then they got into the ring, and JBL cracked a few jokes at Heath's expenses. I think he claimed that he had 13 kids.
Yeah, it could have been.
So yeah.
And there was a couple of jokes of him marrying one of his cousins. Yeah, they didn't exactly go into PG territory with those kind of jokes.
No. Yeah, but ultimately ended in disaster for Heath Slater. He ate a gore and lost the match 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, as Paul Heyman would go, 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 go. And that was the end of Heath Slater.
Until it went backstage. To which he then burst into Shane and Daniel's office. Basically flipped off at him for a couple of minutes and said, you know what, screw SmackDown Live, I'd rather go home.
Yeah,
and have my pride.
Little did they know that Shane and Daniel Bryan had a contract there waiting for him to sign.
Once Heath had stormed off, Daniel then looked at Shane and said, well, I guess we're not offering him the contract then. And Shane closed the folder. Nope.
There's other free agents out there they could sign. If they really want to sign some decent English talents, they need to look up Chris Andrews or my good friend Mark Askins, the star attraction. Good wrestlers. Cheap plug.
Yeah.
Women's match number 2. After last week when we had no women's matches, this week we had 2.
Yes, we had Carmella versus Natalya. And Carmella come out doing her usual intro, a bit like former partners in crime, Enzo and Cass. And Natalya again tried to get a cheap attack in from behind on her. Didn't quite work, and the match ended up actually happening this week.
Yeah, this was actually a pretty solid match. I didn't mind this one. I mean, Natalya, quite honestly, bores me half to death a lot of the time. Because she's been heel, she's been face, she's been heel again, face again, and she's flip-flopped not as many times as the Big Show.
Yeah, and plus as well, I suppose, inevitably it was going to happen or whatever and that, but I don't like the cheap, crappy little thing they're doing, almost associating her with Owen Hart, because they're now claiming that she's the Queen of Black Hearts.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Owen was the King of Hearts because he won the King of the Ring in 1994.
Yeah.
There is only one King of Hearts.
Yep. Yeah, but in the end, Carmella ended up picking up the victory via submission.
Thank God. Makes more sense for her to win it. Hopefully they don't turn this into a long-running series.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll wait to see what happens in the coming weeks.
Yeah, I mean, the rumour is that they may be bringing in a Smackdown women's title.
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably inevitable.
Somewhere down. I just hope they have a plan for all these titles because it's still looking a bit strange at the moment. I mean, Raw's planning on bringing in a new cruiserweight title.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't want to go back to the days of 2001 when we had like 12 titles. And a lot of them were unified and retired.
Yeah.
Otherwise, when we get to WrestleMania, are we going to have like 12 matches? 12 title matches?
Yeah.
You got to think this through. Right, what's next?
Well, we won't go too much into this, but we had a brief random segment backstage where Baron Corbin attacked Kalisto.
Oh, Christ. You see, this just reminds me of when Big Show beat up Rey Mysterio all those times.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, great, a big man beat up a little man. Well done. Well played.
That's all I'm going to say on it. It doesn't really deserve any more than that.
Well done, Baron. You beat up a guy half your size and half your weight.
Yeah. And then it's main event time.
Groovy. The tag team match.
Yeah. So we had Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler versus the Wyatts.
And the question was, will they be able to work together?
Yes.
I'm going to be honest, I quite liked this match.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Lots of back and forth action. Both teams could have won it.
Yeah. Yeah, ended up with Ziggler pinning Eric Rowan.
Yeah, Ambrose and Bray Wyatt are outside the ring fighting, and Eric Rowan took a super kick and was pinned 1, 2, 3.
Yep. But then the truce didn't last too long because then poor Dolph knew it. He was getting hit with the dirty deeds.
Yeah, I mean, Christ, if the finisher had an appropriate name, that was it. Because it was Dirty Deeds. And you sort of knew it was coming as well. When they were celebrating, Dean was looking at him going, you do realise we're fighting in like 2 weeks, right? So it was no surprise when he threw the belt down and planted Ziggler's head into the mat.
Yeah.
I'm completely expecting him to respond sometime next week. Question is, what's he going to do?
Yeah, that's it.
But this match at SummerSlam could be a classic, could steal the show.
Yeah. There's quite a few contenders to steal the show.
The only question I have is that what is actually going to be SummerSlam's main event? I mean, I know they will brag and they will say, oh, it's a triple main event. But come on, let's be honest here. The main event is the last match, the one that closes the show.
I'd say they're going to go with Ambrose and Ziggler, personally.
I would. As SmackDown has the first pay-per-view after SummerSlam, it would make more sense for WWE title to be last.
Yeah, that's it.
But in my personal opinion, Backlash needs to be in April, not September.
Ah, good old days. Yeah, yeah, that was the end of the show. And just a quick random one to note for anyone that hasn't heard yet. Last week and possibly the week before, we got advertised about a upcoming return.
Oh, yeah.
One Shelton Benjamin. Now, I've heard through a few sources and whatnot, that return now, unfortunately, has been temporarily suspended.
Oh, I didn't know this.
Because Shelton coming for his physical exam and that with WWE, unfortunately it picked up a little niggling injury that Shelton was carrying. To be fair, on Shelton's behalf, he did turn around and sort of say, yeah, I was wrestling a few months back and I felt something, but he said, I've been wrestling with it the last few months. It's not causing me any discomfort or really bothering me or anything, but unfortunately, Dave turned around to him and said, no, we need you fully healthy, so you got to recover from this injury first before we can go any further.
Well, that sucks for him, but his health is the main point. They're very serious on these things nowadays.
Yeah, so I don't believe there's been a timescale put on it, but hopefully in not too far long we will see the return of Shelton Benjamin.
That's good. And I hope it's like Shelton Benjamin originally when he broke off a team angle.
Yeah, we don't want the golden standard.
No, that was stupid. So I think that about wraps things up.
Yep.
So as always, subscribe to the channel, follow our Twitter at the Intellectual SOW, and keep an eye out because pretty soon we're going to be doing some live game streaming, 2K15 and maybe 16. So keep an eye out for that. And from your hosts, the Master of the Brain Damage,
I've been Martin.
and the one and only Sam H, we will see you on the next one. Peace.